Let us be aware that while they preach the supremacy of the state, declare its omnipotence over individual man, and predict its eventual domination of all peoples on the earth, they are the focus of evil in the modern world.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
America will find you, and we will bring you to justice.
We came, we saw, he died.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is July 7th, 2023. Finally, the sunshine has come out to play. This weekend is going to be beautiful weather. I plan to spend every single moment of it out on the beach, getting some rays, swimming in the sea, enjoying a little bit of life. So, I was wrong. I was wrong about who I was endorsing for president. I wasn't actually endorsing anyone. I said that the stud muffin RFK Jr. had a shot. He seemed to be doing pretty well. I thought that it was going to come down to old Donnie J and Sleepy Joe once again. But I'm wrong. I will admit it. I was wrong. There is a new contender, and by my own sweet eyes, I can see that this man is exactly who America needs, who America deserves. And by God, I think he's going to be the black sheep that comes out of the herd at the last minute to become the 47th president of the United States of America. That man is the one, the only, the infamous Hunter Biden. Yes, Hunter Biden, I do believe, is the exact person we need running our country. He embodies the American spirit. He represents the American dream. He's living the American nightmare. He has gone through trials, tribulations, struggles, personal setbacks, personal growth. He's gone through bouts of depression, drug addiction, all the things that will create a great American, that every American must and should be required to go through, to develop from. This man has gone through and succeeded in the face of everything. And it really says a lot about his character, his strength of will, where he has had such struggles and problems with his crack addiction, right? But yet he can still overcome and succeed through just force of will and through his own talents and intelligence and motivation. He can still succeed and become a multi-millionaire investor for international energy companies, international investment firms. It's amazing. It truly is an American princess tale, or in this case, a prince tale. He rose from the ashes. If you've read his book, the man rose from the ashes. He started off with nothing, absolutely nothing. I mean, there's the old saying that some kids are just born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Well, this kid was born literally with a crack pipe in his mouth, but yet here we are in 2023, and he is just. He's shown that you can overcome any adversity in the land of the free and the home of the brave. He has shown that the American dream truly is still a reality for anyone who is strong enough to just pull themselves up by their bootstraps, to get up when they're kicked down, and to keep on going. And on top of that, he's just a cool guy. He's an extremely cool guy. I mean, think about it. Who has not wanted to bump a few lines off the back of the president's toilet? Now, okay, it's not as cool when you think like you're bumping lines off your dad's toilet, but that aside, bumping lines off the back of the president's toilet is probably up there in like any red-blooded American's top 5 goals. And he's out there living the dream on camera. The man has all the bravery you could ask for in a world leader. He's not afraid of his actions. You know, he's not afraid of what his critics will say. He's out there living his best life, and I support it 100%. There's no way I could not sit and support a man who is living such truth. To be completely honest, I would love to party with him. You know, a big bag of cocaine, a crack rock the size of a WNBA ball. You know, a room full of Eastern European ladies. I do fancy myself a expert in ladies of the East. That sounds like a good time to me. And if you don't think that sounds like a good time, you might be the problem. You might be a communist. Because before, 10 years ago, back in my day, in the good old days, if you walked up to any young man in America and said, hey, you want to do a bag of drugs and bang a bunch of beautiful whores, they would have said yes. Before politics got into it. Before everybody was separated by left and right and Republican and Democrat. Now all of a sudden, people are acting like copious amounts of cocaine and an unreasonable amount of beautiful Ukrainian hookers is somehow a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. That's literally a dream come true for every single 13-year-old boy in America. Except for the ones who eventually go by she, her pronouns. But that's a whole nother story. And I'm sure Hunter Biden has a solution for that. I'm sure he does. That just seems like something he's probably pretty knowledgeable about. I'm not an expert in these things. So I'm gonna delegate those responsibilities to my candidate, to my representative. And listen, again, I don't vote. I'm not going to vote. But by God, I'm going to do everything in my power to campaign for Hunter Biden. I don't even think he wants to run for president. I'm not sure he actually wants to run, but I'm going to vote for him. Or I'm not going to vote for him, but I'm going to tell everybody to vote for him. Go write him in. Write him in. If you don't want to write him in for president, write him in for city council. I think it'd be great if all of a sudden in 2024, Hunter Biden turns out to be the treasurer for 137 counties around America. That'd be great. But this man is our future. He is literally our future. And if you don't see that, you're blind to the reality of the world. You're blind to the greatness that is Hunter Biden. He is the golden child of one of America's greatest families. I mean, the man's father wrote what we call the 1994 crime bill. Hunter Biden said, no, Dad, America shall not be stuck in your antiquated old boomer ways. So he took that crime bill and the man treats it like a goddamn checklist, like a scavenger hunt. He's breaking every single law written in that bill. And he's doing it with a smile on his face. And I find that so brave. So brave. He's been convicted already of half the things that his father wrote in that bill. And he's doing it to prove a point. He's saying, no, Dad, America will progress. We will not be stuck in the old ways. We got to make progress. We got to move forward. It's a new century. It's 2000s. It's the 21st century. But man, what a party he would be. I want to take him to Thailand. Oh, I bet that'd be fun. Just a private jet, get off, it'd be like The Hangover, except for you'd never be hungover because the party would never stop. Imagine you, Hunter, and the boys, unlimited bank account, Secret Service by your side to keep all the looky-loos at bay. Oh, that'd be wonderful. get knocked up on a bag of powder and just get into a 9-man melee with all the ladyboys in Bangkok. Whew, talk about a good time. But he should really consider running for president. It would, I think it would solve a lot of the nation's issues. It would bring left and right together. He is a very good middle ground between Democrat and Republican. You know, he's a bit more of that new school Republican flavor. Okay, he doesn't care what you got between your legs. He'll probably hit the rock and hit it one time. He doesn't care. You know, he's open. He's progressive, but he's still got that got that conservative, you know, rich white family mentality. Went to a good school, obviously on his own merits. You know, it would be ludicrous to imagine that he did not go to Yale with anything but his own merits and not the help or assistance of his powerful and rich family. Now, that would be insane to think of. And if you say that, you're probably a racist. But so he's a good middle ground. He has a bunch of liberal Democrat policies. Like, he probably loves reparations. I bet he loves abortion. I'm sure he really loves abortion. I can't imagine. He probably loves abortion so much that he does them himself. He thinks paying the doctors is just a waste of taxpayer money. So he probably just does them himself. You know, he takes a big line and then gives her a good old gut punch right there. But again, very Republican in his fiscal policies. I'm sure he doesn't like paying taxes. No one likes paying taxes. And it would not surprise me if Hunter Biden uses every legal loophole that the Republican Party developed in the early 2000s in order to avoid paying those taxes. It's only reasonable. He would be a great candidate from both sides. And ironically, he could probably run as a candidate either as a Democrat or as a Republican. And either way, he would get support. I would support him. And I think they're both silly parties, but I would support him. And if you can capture that American middle ground, well, by God, you've got it on the left and the right. You know, if your heart and your center is truly in line with your own beliefs, then that left and that right hook are always going to come around to help you win. The man's a genius, by the way. You should read his book. Everybody should read his book. I haven't read his book, but I think everybody else should read his book. It's filled with great little anecdotes, again, about his struggles as a child, about growing up in a poor American family, from the dreary beaches of Delaware. It tells about his personal struggles with drugs. He really goes in depth about that. And it's an eye-opening look into the reality of the modern American man, where society has just passed the white man by. You know, the average rich white guy who goes to Yale, society has forgotten about him, so he has to resort to just smoking an unlimited amount of crack and taking his sexual frustrations out on a poor woman who doesn't even speak the same language. And that's something that we should all support him through overcoming. And these people out here making fun of him, you fuck off. You're no better than him. At least he's open about it, you know? At least he is open about it and recognizing his problems. And at least the FBI recognizes his problems. It's truly an impressive feat when you have all these issues and still at the end of the day, you're on TV smiling, wide-eyed with a big old grin, sniffling because it seems he has a cold in the middle of July. I don't know. And just rubbing your face over and over because the cold, whatever. It truly is. It's impressive. And again, these people making fun of him, you're just jealous. You're just jealous that a man can rise from the ashes like a glorious phoenix. But I want to party with him. I hope he comes to the Netherlands. We'll go to Amsterdam. We'll have a time and a half. If he comes to Amsterdam, I swear to God, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna invite him, for a few brewskis, for a night out. Get a couple doobies, get a couple ladies from the red light. Just hit the streets running. I want to party so hard that the Secret Service has to cut us off. Imagine that. I'd write my own book about that. The night I partied so hard with Hunter Biden, the Secret Service had to shut us down. Had to send us home. But yeah, he should come. Amsterdam's a lovely city. I bet he would love it. Very fine brothels. Very fine places of entertainment for a man of such stature. But it would be kind of awkward for him to run as president against his father. Or they don't even have to run against each other. Okay? Hear me out. They could run together. Papa Joe as president. Baby Hunter as vice president. Fuck Kamala. Get rid of her. Nobody likes her anyway. But Papa and Baby Biden running, was co-mates. And obviously at some point, Papa Joe's going to have to, hit the croak button. And it would be only honorable if his only surviving son is the one to take up the throne. It would be an American fairy tale. When the king finally dies sweetly of old age in his chambers, goes out with respect and dignity, that his honorable and noble son, Hunter Biden, would be able to come and take over the throne. Take reign of the army, put on that crown, that American crown with the golden eagle on top, and could lead this nation back into a century of greatness. And he's a young man. He's a young man. He's only almost 60. And, I think that with being so young and almost 60, that comes with a lot of experience and wisdom that you can only get from 40 years of smoking crack. But that's what we need. That's what America needs. We don't need these stuffy old, intelligent, highly educated, scientists and doctors and lawyers. We don't need all that anymore. We had it. It's done. It's over. We went through that phase. What we need is a real American man. A guy from the streets, of the streets, for the streets. Somebody who knows what the people need. And again, the people need unlimited legal drugs and legal Eastern European women who don't speak English and do unfathomable things for green cards and very little money. That's what America needs, okay? We don't need war. We don't need pandemics, okay? We don't need student loan debt to be erased either. We need whores and drugs and hopefully gambling in all 50 states. So please, Hunter Biden, if you're listening, and hopefully you are listening, I have so much respect for you. Hopefully you would be a fan of mine. Please make these your platforms if you choose to grace us with running in 2024. Because I'm here for you, buddy. From sea to shining sea, coast to glistening coast, both sides of the Atlantic. I'm here for you. I support you, and I hope everyone else and anyone who listens to me will support Hunter Biden for President of the United States in 2024. God bless America, and thank you for listening.